Hi you guys! Today I'm going to be talking about strollers, and these are the two different types of strollers that I really debated on taking to our trip to Disney World. So I have my hat here to remind us that this is based on my Disney World experience for the most part. We went to Disney World in 2018, and some of this information is what worked for us then, but I've heard that they've changed the stroller requirements since then. So make sure if you are going to Disney World that you look those up before you go, so that way your stroller is within the regulations that they have set now. But just in general, this video is going to be about just traveling with strollers anyways, because if you have more than one kid, you need a double stroller probably, especially if they're closer in age. So these are what I like and what I don't like about some of them. So here we go. I'm going to start with the front and back, the stadium seating stroller. Let's move this one out of the way. Okay. So for starters, turning this backwards is not so easy sometimes. That's because I lifted it up to turn it, which is kind of hard with a kid in there. But, so, here's your double stroller. This is a DuoGlider, and it's super smooth to ride and drive. The wheels are a little bit smaller, so sometimes they get stuck if you have big cracks in the ground and they don't glide over grass or things like that very well. But you'll have to have pretty much your little kid in the front, big kid in the back. If you have the big kid in the front, then swinging the front around, especially for turns, is a lot harder than if the little one's in the front. Just the warning about this kind of stroller. So this stroller it's really easy to set up and put down, so that's super nice. That's always a plus when you're in a rush, and when you're traveling you just want to get going. You don't want to be fussing around with a stroller for super long, so keep that in mind while you are stroller shopping. I love the two seats. This has cup holders up front and in back. I love that. They have seat belts, 5-point harnesses, which you can also detach the 5-point, so if your big kid doesn't want to use it, that's fine, or they can just sit on top of the buckle anyways. Great under storage compartment here, and it's underneath. Here, let's see, but like down here, there's one here. They'll catch anything that your big kid might drop. So if you drop something, no big deal. It just falls down into the basket, and it's so nice. Let's see these. This sun protector comes off, and that's nice that it comes off and on. For mine, unfortunately, in order to fold it up, I actually have to take it off, otherwise it doesn't fold up properly. But another thing, it's super easy. You just pull it out. And you know it's going to be really complicated. It's going to look really hard because I'm filming. But you just pull it out. It just pops in and out. Super easy. And for storage, I just set it on top right here for when I fold it up. Just like that. These also come off really easy. There's just little handles. You pop it off. Just like that. You can fold it over so they can slide in and out. Or you can pop it off completely. For a trip to, say, like Disney World, I would take this one off and this one off completely, because you get in and out so much. That's really hard. It just makes it a lot easier. The less things you have to get in the way or worry about hitting other people with, the better. But they don't have to come off to shut the stroller up or anything. And they just pop back on. Just like that. Really simple. Now, the folding up of this is pretty easy. Let's see, I'll move a little bit closer so you can see. On here, the handle here, there's this red button. You push it in and you twist it up. Okay, see that? We're just going to set that out of the way. So, you can see. So now it unlatched it. And that will relatch it. So shut. Okay, so what you do is you push in the red button, you twist it up with your hand like that. And you push down here on this little foot press thing, and you press it all the way down. And if they get stuck like that, that's okay. It's just the wheels. So you reach over, you put the wheels in line with the bars, you fold it all the way up, Another little handy latch thing is this. You latch it right here on the side. They're normally red or something like that, so you know where they are. And it latches it together, just like that. And then it's ready to go. You can pick it up, pretty easy. Probably about 40 pounds is what I would guess. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily good at guessing weight either, so maybe it's like 35, 40. I'd say less than 50. But, so there you go. And then for this top piece that fell off, I just put it right here, just on top like that. Really easy. And to put it down again, that. All you do is unlatch the red latch thingy, keeping it together, and then you glide it down. Really easy, super simple, love it. So the hardest part about driving this is around corners, and that's mostly if there's a big kid in front, or it's just not a baby. Anyway, it's not a baby, it just makes it hard to turn the front when you have only so much force from the back coming at it. So that and on grass and sand are the two hardest places to take it. So there you have that. I'm going to fold it back up, press the button, turn. That. Super easy. See, why couldn't I have done that the first time? Just kind of fold all the way up, you know? I don't know. So move this out of the way. That one's done. And we'll bring back the side-by-side double jogger. That's pretty much what it's called. So this is an Instep Safari double jogger. And I really like this. I like that it has like 180-degree turn on one wheel. There's no, you pretty much, this is your space. And it doesn't go on much further than that. So I love the sunshades on these because they can go down, they can go up, they can go all the way up. So nice. These cup holders are awesome for at home, but while at Disney or traveling, I take them off because it's just a bulkier piece to get in the way of things. So it's really easy to take off. You take a screwdriver, there's a little hole up here, you push a little metal bar down, up, and it pops it out. But first I should have started with the first part, huh? First there's a little red button in here. You push the little red button, make that pop up. And then you put the screwdriver in, and there's this little metal piece right there, you see? You pop that up with the screwdriver, and then you just pull it out. So super easy. I didn't do that, I just set them in there so I could show you that they were there, and I like them, but I take them out. And my bigger son, he turned 6 on our trip to Disney. I didn't want this on there for him especially because he was so big. And he fit in the stroller, but with this on him, he didn't fit in the stroller. And he's kind of small for his age anyways. So that worked great for him for a 6-year-old. I think more kids would be like 4 or 5 his size. So 4 or 5-year-old in the stroller and a baby worked out great for us. So I took these off for travel just for easy, less pieces to keep track of. Put these aside. I also, so go through, I guess evaluate like every piece of the stroller that you have. I also have these cup holders up here, which I love, but I'll show you, I popped one of these off for you. They have these rings to hold your cup in, and they're kind of tight. And they didn't fit our Disney mugs or the mugs that I wanted to bring more specifically. It was like Nalgene bottles that I wanted to bring, but they were the tall skinny ones, not the fat ones. And they didn't fit with these in it. But I found when I took it out, it did fit in there. So, took these out for our trip too, because I need my water in Florida, otherwise you might die. Took out the other one too, super easy to pop out and to pop back in. So I took those out, just tell you right now. I left this on, kept a place for little things to be stored, mostly just for kids. This has a really decent sized basket underneath, but it's got a narrow slot, so the slot's it's about 6 inches tall. So with 6 inches, you can't stuff like a backpack or anything like that under there, which is really good to keep in mind because that's not going to happen. You can put water bottles under there, whatnot, but not a backpack. So, but if we did want to take our backpack off, all we did was we had carabiners that we hooked to the side here, and we'd hook our backpack to the side. And as long as kids were sitting in there, it was good. If kids weren't sitting in there and this was heavy back here, it tips it over backwards. So that's a little tip about the joggers. They don't have a lot of front weight, so they tip over really easy if you put extra in the back. So the sunscreens go up and down, even with the water holders off or the trays off. It's still great. I love it. These are also pretty easy to put up and down. It's a little bit harder to put up. My husband luckily did most of that, so I didn't have to deal with that. I was, carrying both the kids, making sure we got on and off the bus in time and super fast. But all you have to do is, this one has a safety button, which is great. It's great to have safety buttons, but it makes it a little bit harder. So you push this little safety button in here inside, and you have to pull this lever up. There's another little red lever over here that you pull up, but it doesn't have the safety button. And then you fold it down. Really easy. There's a latch here to latch the wheels so they don't go anywhere while you're riding your bus or whatever. And even 2 handles, where the other stroller, it doesn't have 2 handles. But that's it. Super easy to flip down and up. You unlatch the wheels. You push it up. And you lift it up. And that's it. That's my easy way of putting it up. That's a little bit more graceful and feminine. But you can also manhandle it. I'll show you that way, which is pretty much what my husband did. So, you unlatch this. So, getting off the bus like this. What I often see my husband do, this is manhandling around you. Just grab the bot, just flip it, flip the whole thing up, and there you go. I was probably even less graceful than him. He had to do it like 4 times a day, so he got really good at it. Not me. So, but still, either way, easy to put up and down. This weighs, I'd say, a little bit less than the double front-to-front stroller, probably more like 30 pounds instead of 40. Maybe that was probably like 35, so it's probably like 5-pound difference. Like I said, I'm not very good at predicting weight, but really easy to put up and down. Oh, the big wheels is awesome for going over gravel or grass or sand. Sand's still hard no matter what you do. And so, but I love that. And if you're running, it's a jogger, so it's supposed to be easy running. The front wheel can lock, so I liked that while using this on my trips. I could use on my trips and use the wheel just like a normal stroller. But at home, I can also lock it in place so when jogging, it won't go, fishtail on me while I'm, running, which I don't do very often. But I know you can tell. But so there you have it, the side-by-side and stadium seating strollers. So obviously we took this one to Disney. I had both of them I tested out at home. I drove them around. I walked up and down my street. I did a whole bunch of walks with them, figure out which one I liked the best. And I went with this one because I noticed when my sons were in the stadium seating one that my older one was in the back, but he was more interested about looking around at things even than my baby was. So he wanted to be up front, and that's how I figured out turning was really hard in that one if he was up front. But he couldn't see everything with the baby up front, especially if it had the sunshade on it, because just blocks all of his view. But in Florida, you need the sunshade, otherwise you're gonna fry. You fry. You pretty much fry no matter what. Bring sunscreen too, if you go to Florida. So the side-by-side was awesome for that because they both could look around. I could get them both in and out really easy. My son could get out by himself and get in, and I could get my baby in and out really easy, but they could see everything. My son wasn't trying to crawl over top of my baby trying to see what was going on. So that's why I really liked the side-by-side compared to the stadium seating one. And any trips that we've gone on, if I go to the zoo, or if we go to the park, or if I just walk with friends, I'm always taking my side-by-side. This is the one I always gravitate towards over that one just because it's a little bit easier. And I feel like it's a lot lighter too because the wheels are so big. It's easier to push. It really is. And that's really nice, and especially if you're walking for long periods of time like you often are traveling and Hence the reason you need a stroller traveling, because your kids aren't going to walk as far as you want them to. And just makes life a lot easier, a lot less complaining. But like I said at the beginning, if you're going to Disney, I've heard that their stroller requirements have changed. So please check that out before you go. Don't take something that might not be allowed in the park, because that will just be awful. It'll be an awful first day, and you have to rent something or buy something and figure it out. But that'd be awful. So just do your research before. Make sure you're taking what you can take. I heard the I think the width regulations has changed. I don't know to what. I haven't looked it up because we're not going to Disney World anytime soon. So I'm just, I don't want to tempt myself to be like, I really want to go to Disney because I love that place. So just do your research, look it up, and they might allow the stadium seating ones because they're narrower, but not the fatter ones, or maybe vice versa. Maybe the stadium seating ones are too long. They might not even allow those anymore. I don't know. So you might, if you have 2 kids, you might just have to take 2 strollers, which might be easier anyways because they're little, they're light. But if you do that, do not take an umbrella stroller. The little, super dinky Walmart umbrella strollers. Don't take those because the wheels get stuck in all the little cracks and nooks and everything around Disney. For the most part, it's pretty flat and good, and you can walk on sidewalks. But if you're trying to go around people, which you try to do with strollers a lot, you try to avoid the big crowds, you're mostly in the uneven ground. So the umbrella strollers are awful for that. They really are. And as you can see, this is a bit higher. It's about my waist length for pushing. Same with this one. It's about waist height, which is great for pushing all day, and you're just walking along, you go in. But the umbrella strollers, their height is more about here. So you're leaned over all day long. I'm not that tall. I'm about 5'7", so I feel like about average. So unless you're quite a bit shorter than me, this is going to be in a comfortable position all day long. So do not take an umbrella stroller. Take and watch your local thrift stores, or invest just a little bit more for the strollers with the bigger wheels is especially what's important. And if you can get the ones with the double wheels where they're side by side, I know umbrella strollers do, but still not umbrella strollers, but the ones with the bigger wheels and double side by side, those really help with the uneven ground and cracks to keep you going and just keep your trip nice and happy and make walking a little bit easier for you, because you're going to be walking miles and miles every single day at Disney World. And the height of the railing is definitely something you want to look at. Like I said, make sure it's a good height for you. If you're taller, they have strollers where you can adjust the handrails up a little bit, I believe. I haven't had one of those in a while, but I think that they do have those. I might have just made that up. Sorry. But look for that if you need it. But my dad is 6'2", and we had just a normal stroller with this height, and he was fine with that. He pushed that around quite a bit when our first son was young. So, yeah, that's something to look for. Like I said, these tips aren't just for Disney. They are for anywhere that you're going. There's zoos, there's parks, there's playgrounds, there's Universal. I don't know what their regulations are either, but we're actually going there, so I'll be finding out soon. And I'm planning on taking this along with us, so hopefully that works out. One more thing, if you are using air travel, traveling by plane, flying anywhere, you can take your strollers right up to the front of the gate. So when you walk from the airport to the plane, there's, the air terminal gate thingy, air bridge or whatever it's called, right? You can go right up to the airplane door, and then you fold your stroller down there, you leave it there. The stewardesses or whatever, they take it, they store it under the plane for you, and then they bring it back out once you get off the plane, and you just pick up your stroller right there. As you're walking off the plane, you drive it out, and then you put your kids in it, and you're ready to go, and you can use your stroller the entire time in the airport or whatnot. You don't have to check it with your bags. So remember that too. I didn't know that until our first time traveling, and it was really amazing to just be able to have my son sleep in the stroller as we waited for the airplane and just walk around there. He didn't have to get out or anything like that. But so there you have a side-by-side of a stadium stroller and a double jogging stroller. So there you have it. Strollers, great strollers to take on trips and walks or whatever you want to do. If you like this video, please subscribe and like it, and you'll be notified of when I come out with more. And yeah, enjoy your trip, and I hope you have a fun time. If you have any other tips or ideas of what to look for when you're looking for a stroller for long walks, then put them down below, and then we can all share and enjoy everybody's advice. Thanks, you guys. Bye.